What's up guys, it's Tico, another simple Tico production video. In today's topic I'm going to talk about the Vic Darchinyan versus Yonnhy Perez fight in the 118 Bantamweight tournament for the 3rd and 4th place. You know, this fight is not a big deal, except that it's going to be an amazing fight to watch. It does have the ability and potential to be the fight of the year, and we'll see. The finals include Joseph Akbeko versus Abner Mares, which is going to be an amazing fight too. Let me talk about the Bantamweight tournament first of all. It was announced after the Super 6. The Super 6 was a round-robin tournament, meaning the fighters go through a season-type matchup like you do in the NBA, and then go to the playoffs, top 4 fighters advance to the semifinals, and then go single elimination after that. Well, the Bantamweight tournament boasted the single elimination style, which is very successful. And since it was successful, Showtime announced the Strikeforce Heavyweight tournament, single elimination too, which is successful so far. Going back to the Bantamweight tournament, it's boasting the top 4 bantamweights of the world, which I think that is very incorrect because you don't have Nonito Donaire in that mix. It's a great mix, but Nonito Donaire is, in my opinion, the true king of the bantamweight. The real king of the bantamweight division will be crowned when the finalist of the Bantamweight tournament fights Nonito Donaire. The winner of that has the right to be called the king of the 118. Going back to the Vic Darchinyan versus Yonnhy Perez fight, Vic Darchinyan is 35, 3-1, and Yonnhy Perez is 20, 1-1. Both of these guys, of course, lost in the first round of the 118 Bantamweight tournament. The difference between these both fighters is that Yonnhy Perez lost in a lopsided fight against Joseph Akbeko. We were expecting a similar fight between Joseph Akbeko and Yonnhy Perez in their first fight, but either Yonnhy Perez just didn't train well, or Joseph Akbeko trained his ass off and took this fight seriously. Whatever the case may be, Yonnhy Perez lost in a lopsided fight. And Vic Darchinyan, on the other hand, lost in a very close split decision. I had that fight Vic winning. And but nonetheless, Abner Mares is a great fighter, and he deserved the win. And he's going to be a great fight in the finals. So Vic Darchinyan versus Yonnhy Perez. Vic Darchinyan boasted a great showcase of skill against Abner Mares. He knocked Mares down once, and he got knocked down himself, but I don't think it was a legit knockdown, just whatever. And Vic said that he's not going to showcase his skills in the Perez fight, and he's going to go for the knockout. He said he's not going to give the ability to the judges to decide the fate of the matchup, and he's going to knock Perez out for the win to be definite. Perez, on the other hand, says he's going to reconsider his strategies after the Akbeko fight, and he's gonna win Vic. But the thing is that the size difference in this matchup, Vic is a lot shorter than Yonnhy Perez. I think a couple of inches shorter than Perez, and Vic does not do good against taller opponents. We saw that against Donaire, and we saw that against a bigger guy, Akbeko. And so that's going to be a problem for Vic. I think that he needs to work on his speed, work on his movement, not go for the knockout. Although he did knock out Tomas Rojas, who was another taller fighter than Vic, but then Vic was getting outboxed for 2 rounds, and then he knocked Rojas out in the 2nd round. I think Vic should reconsider his thoughts on going to the old Vic Darchinyan. That's what he said. He said he's going to knock him out. He's going to punch his head off his neck. And it's going to be a disaster for Vic if he does, because Perez will counterpunch him, will knock Vic Darchinyan out. Another thing to reconsider is the age. I think Yonnhy Perez is at 31 or 32, 33. I don't know. I forgot. And I know that Vic Darchinyan is 35. He just turned 35 in January. And he's getting an old man. He's becoming an old man. And he should prove me wrong otherwise. You don't see much 35, 36, 37-year-olds in the Bantamweight tournament. And it's going to be really tough for Vic to stay in shape, to stay like he does, and to become ready in their fight against Perez. Comparing the 2 matchups, comparing Mares Darchinyan, comparing Joseph Akbeko versus Perez, Vic looked better against Mares than Perez did against Akbeko. And that can be a pro argument for Vic, saying that he gave us a better fight than Perez did. For Perez, I think he should use his abilities, use his conditioning to take the bout the distance, because Vic really got tired the last few rounds against Mares. You could see in his face. He looked very exhausted. He looked like that 118 wasn't the place for him. Perez, though, he can go the distance easily. He's younger than Vic and he has great conditioning. So I think that's what Perez should do. Outbox Vic. You know, do what Mares did. Mares showed great heart. That's what Perez needs to do to beat Vic. Vic, on the other hand, needs to train his ass off, get his conditioning. He needs to train not only 110%, he has to go 150%, because he's getting old and he can't train the same way and stay in shape like he does in his other fights when he was younger. So Vic has to train his ass off really hard. And for Vic, his strategy needs to be to keep using his jab, keep using his 1-2s, not go for the knockout, because when Vic uses his jabs, he's an unstoppable fighter. Vic needs to set his left up, not just go for the left right away, and he needs to work his combinations in a bit. My prediction for this fight is probably going to be a close decision victory for Perez. Either it's that, or it's that Vic knocks Perez out in the middle to late rounds. Either Vic knocks Perez out from the middle to the late rounds, or Perez gets the decision victory over Vic Darchinyan. Close decision victory. Perez has a really good chin. He's never been knocked out. So it'll be interesting how he does with the fighter against Vic, who is a really powerful fighter. And we'll see how it goes. It's going to be a great fight. The 3rd and 4th place fight is going to be a tremendous fight. The final is going to be an amazing fight. And what the hell was that? And I cannot wait for the event. The fight is going to take place in the Nokia Theater right here in LA. And it may be an advantage to Vic because there's so much Armenians in this area, including myself. I will go for Vic the whole time for this fight. And I don't know if there's Colombians here. There's Hispanics here, but I don't know if specifically Colombians. So it'll be interesting how the fan base is going to manipulate the fight. And either way, it's going to be a great fight. This has been another Sipotic production video. Peace.